Hey everyone, and welcome to the Marketing Botics podcast. Okay, so every weekday I am going to create, well, hopefully every weekday, might miss a few, but hopefully every weekday I'm going to create a quick podcast that basically discusses a bit about the marketing sector, my life, and anything else I feel is relevant. And I'm going to be bringing it to you so you can learn a bit about my experience and a bit about the sector. And today, what I wanted to start with was how to get broke quickly schemes. It's actually how to get rich quickly schemes. But as someone in my younger years that got sucked into this, it quickly made me more broke than rich. And I think a lot of you will understand why. Okay, so let me explain. I'm 40 now. I think 40. Am I 40? So I'm 40 years old now, and I've always kind of been drawn to kind of the internet life. Admittedly, the internet came a bit later in my life. I think the first memory I've got of the internet, I think I was about 16, I think, and insisted my dad get a computer for me, and we couldn't really afford a computer. I mean, somehow we managed to find, I think it was something like £300, and we had to drive to Evesham to pick it up from the company because we lived in Shropshire at the time. I lived in Shropshire at the time. And I remember driving there, picking up and coming back, and then we realized we needed Windows as well, and then we had to find money to get the Windows disk and things like that. And this is before I understood anything about computers. I think I was a computer prefect at school, but didn't really understand computers really much. And so, yeah, this was kind of like my first experience in it. I think I even tried to build it myself or something, or maybe it came pre-built. So we had to go to Evesham because I got one that was built, not one that we bought from like Dixon's or Curry's or something like that. Anyway, so as soon as I got that and I got my first taste for the internet, and I remember having the cable, the white telephone cable, all the way across the room, and we had a free serve, I think it was, as the dial-up internet connection. Which yeah, I remember it taking a while, and free servers, free to use, that you didn't have to pay for the minutes, I don't think. And I think, or no, you didn't have to pay subscription, and you had to pay for the minutes you're on the telephone. I think that's how it worked. Wow, that's so long ago. Anyway, ever since then, let me get back to my point. Ever since then, I kind of had an addiction for the internet, and I always wanted to like try and earn some money. And at the time, I kind of kept getting drawn into these get rich quick schemes that I saw on the internet, and all of them involved doing it on the internet. But I learned about them there, and so I tried. At the time, I didn't know there were get quick rich schemes. Like someone said, you can get rich really quickly doing this, and I thought I'd give it a go. And I didn't realize how scammy they were, and a lot of people still get drawn into them now. But you know, at the time, I think I was 16, and I remember my first one. I think I was about 18, I think, when I did a couple here and there, but 18 was when I first gave it a real go. And what I did was there was this one where you got this letter that says, hey, how about we all get rich, or something like that. All you got to do is give £1 to the 5 people listed below. Send them £1 in the post, and all you got to do then is buy another mailing list for you to send this letter to, by placing your name at the top. So technically, everyone who gets this letter will send you £1 and everybody else £1. Then they will do the same, and then, which means, like, so if you send it to 2,000 people, you get £2,000 back, and then they will send it to 2,000 people, and which means that there's 2,000 more to come in or something like that, and then they will send it to 2,000 people, but then it's 2,000 times 2,000 because you're the third, and it's gone out to 2,000 times like 5, 2,000 times 10 to the anyway, this whole process. And I really, at the time, I thought, oh my god, I can become a millionaire really easy by following this strategy. Anyway, so I put £1 in 5 envelopes and sent them to these people saying thank you. And then I tried to do the same thing, and I got £0 back. Absolutely zero, nothing, never worked. Anyway, I remember I had to buy a data list, which cost me, I can't remember how much it cost me actually, but I bought about, was it about 1,000 names, I think, which is quite expensive. Then I had to buy 1,000 stamps. No, I couldn't afford 1,000 stamps, so I bought less than 1,000 stamps. It was several hundred at the time, and I put all my money into this that I had, and the cost of the stamps and the data set, the, the names and addresses were the most expensive part, and I got nothing back. And all it did was lose all my money at the age of like 17, 18. And I had zero money left. Yeah, it broke me. Anyway, from there, I went off and tried to become an actor. That's a whole nother podcast. Then I came back and I tried these get rich quick schemes again, not realizing what exactly they were. But then I started to be more internet based. And they were more like, send money away and you can get money back. But most of my money actually didn't actually go on the schemes. It went on the courses to learn how to do it. And then once I'd done the course, you never actually could figure out how to do it, or any never worked. Oh my God. And as I said, I've done a lot of courses on these, and I think it was about 8 years ago so quite late, I was doing these for quite some time, on and off. Admittedly dwindling less and less and less. And then, towards my 30s, early 30s, late 20s, early 30s, it became more of getting caught up in them accidentally, thinking, oh, cool, this might work. It's not a get quick rich scheme, so I pay for the course and go on it. Then I'm like, no, it is a get quick rich scheme. And now I'm caught up with it. They've just started labeling it something else. And so, I started to discover around that age, what get quick rich schemes was, and how to avoid them altogether. And one of the reasons why I'm mentioning this is obviously because my job now a lot. Oh, just hit the microphone. Gonna have to get used to this, not smacking the microphone. Got a new microphone, by the way. For anyone watching, you can see that I'm kind of in a small office at the moment because I'm waiting for my new office to be built. So I'm currently back at home in our office at home, which is a lot smaller, and set up more for me and my wife to work from. Yeah, just waiting for the new office to be built. It will be there soon, so a bit cramped compared to normal. Anyway, one of the reasons why I'm talking about this is because I was just mentioning it in a meeting that I had, because I do a lot of affiliate marketing. It's one of the main sources of my income. Becoming one of the main sources of my income. I say I'm not there yet, but it's becoming, is affiliate marketing. And it's so easy to get caught up in get quick rich schemes with affiliate marketing, not delivering it, because all the products in which I recommend are not schemes, that they're all high-end marketing products. So like the main one in which I obviously recommend it is Go High Level for agencies to use. But then I also recommend like MailLite, MailChimp, SEO Optimizer, and loads of the bigger ones, HubSpot and things like that most people will recognize. So I always shy away and make sure I never get involved in these get quick rich schemes, which are out there, and encouraging people to kind of sign up to in order to learn the strategies. I remember one, actually, I did get caught up with one about 6 years ago, and that was it wasn't a get quick rich scheme, but it was like, I did this course that taught you how to use Facebook ads in order to drive quick revenue. And I got caught up with it because I thought, yeah, well, I know how to use Facebook ads. So if I just know the perfect kind of way to use it, I can gain a lot of income from it. And this course was like, for every pound you spend, you can get something like £5, £6, £7 back. So I was like, oh, I'll try that. And this is to push the products that I was already selling for myself, so my own products. And it didn't work at all. The whole strategy didn't work. And then when you sat there going, well, did I do something wrong? The issue is, what people don't tell you is the amount of time that it takes before you get to that point in order to make those things work. And that's one of the reasons why I avoid promoting these schemes anymore, even the ones that seem credible, even ones that push Facebook ads or Google ads, tell you that you can make money by doing this, is because what they don't tell you is that they've already got the data, they've already got the information. So when someone says, look, if you follow my strategy, I guarantee that you will make £1,000 within the next 7 days. And what they don't know, and they don't really care, is that you haven't got the data that they've got. So, when you're starting a scratch and trying to target a new audience, they're already targeting the 100, 200,000 people that they've got in their targeting campaigns that they've spent the last year building up. So it's easier for them to retarget them and convert and get that £1,000 that they said they were going to promise you within the next 7 days, or 5,000 or 10,000, whatever it might be. So it's never as clear cut as what they make out. And YouTube at the moment is and I think Instagram, but definitely YouTube is one of the biggest sources of kind of these videos at the moment. I see them pop up anytime. Hey, do you want to make $10,000 in the next 7 days? All you got to do is follow my easy to use, easy to plan system. Just follow this video. It's completely free. All you got to do is follow this video and you can make £10,000 within the next 7 days. And then you watch the video and they're like, by the way, you got to sign up to my course. My course is actually only $297, reduced from £50,000. And that, as my American accent, by the way, really bad. But again, they might be able to show you the figures on that it's worked for them. But that's because they've spent a year or 2 years building up the marketing for building up the data list for that. I was reading a really good, I was listening on Audible, a really good book last night that was called, it's not something I normally fall into. And again, I'm not sure whether I'm not sure about the book yet. I've got to read all through, but there was some good points in it. What book was I reading? Let's go to my Audible. I'm reading From Nothing. So From Nothing by Ian Peeryble. And again, it's all about affiliate marketing. Now, I know that Ian, from listening to the book, has got his own system, and I don't want to recommend the system because I don't know enough about it to know whether it is another get-rich-quick scheme. Well, it's not actually, but if it's valid or not. But in that book, he talks about, for those who want to get into affiliate marketing, if you commit 10 hours a week to it, don't expect anything back for like a year. It's going to take a year before you start generating stuff. And it's quite refreshing and nice to hear that. And one of the other people that I listen to a lot is Shah Wasmond. I love listening to Shah Wasmond because, again, another brutally honest person who says that if you're going to follow my strategy, it's going to take time before you generate that amount of any money. There's certain people out there that I do follow and do like, let's just say Gary Vee. I love Gary Vee, and Gary Vee has such amazing, incredible information. But again, you've got to listen to Gary Vee in the whole, because if you listen to the wrong snippets, it does come across that if you do content, you'll become rich. And it just doesn't work that way. It takes time. And the more time you can spend on it, the more data you can collect. And then when you do start trying to convert this data, convert this data into sales, you can do it a lot quicker. And then these schemes that you hear about how to do it within 7 days do kind of work. But again, you need to spend that time collecting the data in order for these schemes to work. That one I did with letters, sending 200 to 1,000 letters out. No amount of data was ever going to make that work. I don't even know how it worked or how anyone ever made money. Actually, I think I had to pay for the course, I think. And I think that's, again, that might have been, pay for the course. And then they sent me the information, which actually means that probably never would have worked anyway. Or I can't remember how that worked. Anyway, those things would never work back then. And there are get-rich schemes out there that will work. But the issue is if they are get-quick rich and they are working for you to generate money, then more likely they're taking money away from the people you're targeting, and they're just not worth it. Morally, they're just not worth it. So spend the time to do it correctly. And I do everything I do now. We spend time. I spend time making sure that I can collect the data and I can do it ethically, do it right. And I only recommend companies now that I've tested, and the products that I know will work for people. So if you are caught up looking at, courses at the moment and going, well, actually this course says I can make this amount of money within the space of 1, 2, 3 months or whatever it might be. look at it a bit more in depth and try to figure out, you know, what data, what information, what history, what contacts do I need to make this work? Because going from zero to like being able to generate this revenue that they're talking about, I need to know people. I need to have that information. I need to have people to target. And that's kind of where it falls down quite quickly. So yeah, as I said, I just want to talk about the get broke quick schemes, because if you are buying these courses, you're more likely to get broke than get rich. It's what they don't tell you. And they'll keep sending you courses. Oh, it hasn't worked. That's because of this. Buy another course. Oh, that hasn't worked because of this. Buy another course. And constantly you're just buying courses in order to get rich quick. But in fact, all you end up is getting broke. And I know from experience, admittedly, as I said, the last 10 years, I haven't got involved in that. And I've been able to do it right. I say that, I said the Facebook thing was a bit of a sideball. So sometimes even I get caught up in it accidentally, thinking that marketing strategies are going to work when they've been designed to just take money from me for the course. So yeah, interesting. Anyway, that is today's podcast. That's what I wanted to go over. I kick it off. This is the first podcast that I've done, and I figured, well, if I'm going to do a podcast, I'll go in heavy. Yeah, go in heavy and yeah, kind of see where it takes me. So yeah, try and get one of these out every day. The reason I do this is because to share information with you. Putting up these podcasts is great for exposure, and to raise my optimization, because I share them on my website as well. And it's something I advise everybody to do. Look, I've got a new mic at the moment. I said I picked one up. This mic and this stand was like, I think about 50 quid. I wanted to go for the Rode mic system for £700, but I thought, you know, when I'm working at home, 50 quid works well. It does exactly the same. I listened to a few YouTube videos, it sounded fine, so I've picked up this for 50 quid and it works. I've got StreamYard going at the moment, which charged me 20 quid a month, I think it is. As I said, I'm working from home. I printed off these on the back here for those watching on the video, so that's why my face is in that picture there. As I said, so I printed these off and got these frames from Amazon for like I think it was like 3 for a tenner. And admittedly, I have got lights, which cost me a little bit more, but that's not always necessary. I need to fix actually, so you don't see the reflection there. I'll work on that. So yeah, it doesn't take much to start a podcast, which is really good, and it just helps with optimization. I don't feel overly comfortable doing this. You know, I'm still trying to get into the groove of sharing all my information and sharing who I am, and you know, there's some hesitation about what's going to happen, but that hesitation I need to get over, because the way marketing works these days is we need to be more visible and share more information about ourselves, and be on the front line of our business more than we ever had. So I'm giving that a go, and seeing how it goes. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and do sign up. If you're watching this on YouTube, sign up to my channel. If you're watching this on podcast, again, do sign up to my channel, and thank you for watching.